Hello everyone and welcome back to Commander Clash. This week, it's Aetherdrift time. Let's see what everyone's running.
Hey, it's Phil, and of course I'm bringing Hashaton Scarab's Fist. It's Esper tokens, just what I like. The plan is pretty simple. Discard creatures, turn them into zombies.
Hey everyone, it's Richard, and we're playing Aetherdrift, which means we're going fast, we're going furious. Vin Diesel stars in Booyang Ling mono blue vehicles.
Hey, it's Tomer, and I'm playing a $100 budget brew of Ketchumros The New Dawn. It's all about exiling my opponent's stuff, mostly from their graveyard, so they shouldn't be too upset, and drawing a ton of cards in the process.
I'm Seth, and I'm looking to discard my own cards for value and maybe even get some sneaky one-shot kills with Captain Howler Sea Scourge. This show is brought to you by our sponsors. You can purchase all the accessories we use on the show over at ultimateguard.com, and you can purchase all your cards over at cardkingdom.com/mtdgoldfish. You can also support us by buying some merch over at mtdgoldfishmerch.com or directly through Patreon at patreon.com/mtdgoldfish, where we post exclusive content like deck tours and post-Commander Clash wrap-ups. 4, 3, 2, 1, Clash
All right, I'm actually going first. On the only time I don't want to be. Yeah, like usual. All right, I'm going to start with a nice Sunlit Marsh tapped. It's a plains and a swamp.
Wait, is that the artifact land? No,
that's just the regular.
That's just the ETB tap.
Dominaria United Lands.
Well, speaking of bad tap lands, I'm going to play a Desert of the Mindful. It's a cycling land that comes into play tapped. You can go.
I'm going to play Meticulous Archive. I'm going to do a little surveilling, and I'm going to keep it on top and pass.
Gonna draw. Oh, all right. Gentlemen, start your engines. It's Omni-Pet Raceway.
Go.
Start your engines. If you have no speed, it starts at 1. It increases once on each of your turns when an opponent loses life. Max speed is 4. It taps to add a colorless, and then at max speed, I can tap it to give a creature haste. Now, I have a handy speed counter here.
This is his best case scenario. Oh my god.
Let's go.
Yeah, we got it. So I start at speed 1, and when you guys lose life during my turn, I can increase it to a max speed of 4. So, bam! Speed 1.
Oh, yes.
That was not granny shifting. That was double clutching like I should. Go ahead, Homer.
Mr. Codfather, I've never driven manual in my life before, so this is very foreign to me.
Phil, you must drive.
It's the most fun.
You must drive manual, right? Phil's your.
I learned, but I do drive an automatic in my own car because
I wish I
future.
could get a manual.
It's just
I drove manual for like 10 years.
You can't even buy them anymore.
Yeah.
How about a snowfield sinkhole? It's the same thing, except it's a snow land.
You love those tap lands, don't you?
Wow, he has all the fetchable taps.
There were the ones I didn't want in my opener, but I'm like, I don't want to go to 6. I already mulled once. Anyway, I'm going to tap 1, and I'm going to play my first card. It is Mero Bonar. It's a 1/1 that I can tap it. Target player removes, exiles a card from their graveyard, and then whenever you play black spell, you can untap Mero Bonar.
Oh,
so
that's
nom-nom-nomming on
That's cute.
Graveyard.
Commander. I like it.
Yes.
My overflowing well will never slip today.
Yeah,
I'm glad
Go
Richard
ahead.
had start your engines on turn 1 because I'm very curious how quickly you get to max speed. I want to see.
Mhm.
This is a best case scenario. If it's not good here, it's never good.
Yeah, but it's not going to work in this game.
Well, I mean, I don't have anything to attack
blue,
you
I
with
don't
for
know.
turn 2.
I'm going to play a card that's pretty good in my deck. I'm going to play Inti.
Oh, yeah.
So Inti, when it attacks, I can discard a card and put a +1/+1 counter on a creature, and it gets trampled. And whenever I discard a card, I exile top card in my library and play it till the end of the turn. You can go.
How big is Inti?
I'm gonna try.
It is a 2/2 to start, but it'll
2/2.
grow with counters as it goes along. Yeah.
I'm going to play a
love
command
Indeed.
tower and then I could play my commander, but instead I kind of want you to play your commander. I'm going to play Ghostly Pilferer. When it becomes untapped, I can pay 2 if I do draw a card, and whenever an opponent casts a spell from anywhere other than their hand, draw a card. And then I can discard a card with it. We can do this later, but please cast.
I wonder what you can be discarding.
That's in my deck too, actually.
All right.
Hilariously.
Haymakers, maybe?
Okay, we're gonna get Misty Rainforest. We're gonna sack it for an island. With that island, I'm going to cast Mobile Homestead. It has haste as long as I control a mount. It's a 3/3 vehicle. When it attacks, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped and then crew 2. Unfortunately, I can't do
Horoscope.
any damage this turn, so I'm stuck in first gear.
Oh, God.
Go ahead, Tomer.
All right. I think. Ooh. I think I'm going to just play my commander. That's what we're here for, right? Planes.
Yep.
Phil, you're going to like this. You're going to draw a card.
Oh,
I'm going to play my commander.
You too, though.
It's the New Dawn. It is a 4/4 legendary god, menace, lifelink, indestructible, can't attack or block unless there are 7 or more cards in exile. So that's something we have to keep track of, which is super fun. And then whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from graveyards and or battlefield during your turn, you may draw a card and lose 1 life.
I'm going to draw a card because an opponent cast that spell from anywhere other but their hands.
Oh, and I have a trigger of Miro Bone Gnawer. And in response to the trigger, when I cast the Ketramos, I'm going to exile the... Wait, no, I'm not going to do anything. No, I'm not.
I was going to say, Ketramos is kind of on the sneak at that point, yeah.
Yeah, I probably should have attacked first to get that 1 damage in, but no. So it resolves, and then I'm just going to tap the Miro Bone Gnawer. Richard, please exile a card from your graveyard. Oh, well, because you exiled the card, I get to draw a card and lose a life. It's working!
Ketramos kind of crazy.
Go ahead.
I will untap and draw. That's interesting. All right, so are we triggering into this turn? I don't know if I want to go impulse drawing already. I'm just going to go to combat. I'm going to attack Tomer, since you have your commander down already. So just 2, I'm not discarding or anything. So just a little off the top. And then I am going to play Arena of Glory is my land for the turn. Can give stuff haste eventually. And then I'm going to cast the Phil special, Brass's Tunnel Grinder. So when it enters, you can discard any number of cards, draw that many +1. And then if it gets some counters, you can flip it eventually to a Discover land. I'm going to discard a Wonder and...
Oh my goodness.
Too bad it just...
Yeah, it's not very good against
and you don't have an island.
But yeah.
No, you have to choose what to exile.
All right, I'm going to discard Braylon and just that for now. I'll discard those 2, so I'll draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yes, and then Inti, because I discarded, I will impulse draw a card, which is Firestorm, which is going to stay in exile. We're not going to be casting that this turn, so that's going to stay in exile. Go ahead, and I'll get a counter on my Brass's Tunnel Grinder since I descended with one of these lovely MTG.
You guys are going faster than my speed deck. What's
faster
going on?
than the speed. Well, you are stuck in first gear at this point, right? Yeah.
Get that nitro boost going, you know?
Gonna play Vault of Champions. I think I'm just gonna pay 2 mana and play an Arcane Signet and just stay on defense. Totally.
That would be
blocking
too
with this.
All right, come on, speed. Bail us out. Don't draw more
Need for
vehicles.
speed.
Draw something to crew stuff with.
Do you have 2 colorless sources? What is your all text land? Is that an island?
It's an island. Can't you tell? It explains precisely what an island does. Okay. Inventors.
Where are the yellow lands, honestly?
I know. I didn't get yellow lands in time for this. Okay. So Inventor's Fair. So at the beginning of my upkeep, if I control 3 or more artifacts, I gain a life. It taps to add a colorless. 4, I can sack it to search for an artifact, put it in my hand. Only if I have 3 or more artifacts can I activate it. It's time to shift. Fairy Mastermind, cast without flash. Because the Mastermind is going to hop into this little mobile homestead here. Mobile homestead becomes a creature. I guess we're gonna hit Seth. We're gonna ask Seth, how's the tuna over there? It's a 3/3.
How's the tuna?
I need trivia. You guys are not getting the fast reference.
I will take the 3 because I don't know where the tuna is, apparently.
What?
So Brian is an undercover cop, and he needs to infiltrate this gang that's stealing VCRs. And the gang happens to be at this terrible bar, and all they sell is tuna. And his future wife is there, and every day he comes and asks, how's the tuna? Okay, so when we attack...
What?
We look at the top card. It's Fast and Furious plot. Look at the top card of my library. If it's a land card, I can put it onto the battlefield tapped.
Spoilers, now I can never watch that movie.
Okay,
I know about the tuna.
Happen.
I believe Explorer Scope is actually the truth.
That didn't happen. You can go. Wait, we gotta shift.
You gotta shift.
No, this granny shifted.
We're doing it.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, Richard's gonna get max speed pretty quick, I think. Because we got a flyer now.
All right, I'm gonna kick things off by first using the Miro Bone Gnawer. I'm gonna target Seth. Please exile a card.
Any
card.
exiled.
And because you did that, I will draw a card.
Because you did that, I'm going to draw a card.
Yes. See, we're helping each other
I'm
out.
so jealous.
We're helping out. Everybody's helping each other out. Let's play a swamp, and then we'll pay 2 mana, and we'll cast Elder Fang Disciple. Elder Fang Disciple says when it enters, each opponent discards a card. Mirror Bonar triggers, untap. So everybody, please discard a card.
I'm gonna discard a Demia's Signet.
This is actually feeding Inti, by the way, because now it triggers Inti as well.
It does trigger the Inti.
What is Inti's ability?
Whenever I discard one or more cards, I impulse draw, basically. Exile a card I played till the end of my next turn. So because I have to discard, I'm going to discard Forgotten Cave, which will trigger Inti. I'm going to exile Blasphemous Act, which I can play until the end of my next turn.
Okay. I think we're going to get rid of Imposter Mech.
I'm drawing the Crim side of my deck. I'm so sorry. I swear, there's only like 3 of these in my deck.
No.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Kill Tomer.
Burglar Rat. Trigger on Bone, or the Bone Gnar. In response to the trigger, I'm going to tap it, Sethly exile a card.
Forgotten Cave.
Draw. Lose a
Is
life.
your Ketramos online? How many cards do we have?
And then
not yet.
The Bone Gnar trigger, I'm going to untap it, and in response to that, I'm going to tap it again. And Seth, please exile any card from your deck.
With the Beagler Rats on the stack still, right? Before discarding? Okay.
Yes.
Then you get the Wonder.
Yep, I get to draw a card and lose a life. So 5 things exiled so far.
How's he turning on Ketramos before I've made it to 3rd gear? What is
pretty
this?
easy to turn on Ketramos.
Burglar Rats, please, everybody discard a card.
Mind Link Mech.
Restoration of Iganjo.
I promise you I don't have that many left.
Anti-triggers. Oh, Ketramos is currently on, because these are currently in exile. Yeah,
wow.
These are exiled with Inti. They're going to go away on my end step, maybe. Hey, I didn't make us discard all these
Now
cards.
he gets to gain back all the life he spent drawing cards.
That's feeling
yeah.
good. Richard.
Hi.
Are we friends?
Tomer, I don't have friends. I have family.
All right, well,
family.
That's not the F word I was looking
get this
for.
reference.
I got the reference, but because of that, Richard, I'll swing you at you for 4. Metis like
perhaps you didn't hear me, Tomer. Family. I go to 35.
Family.
All right, that's it. Move to discardies. See, it's fine.
Yes,
it's fine.
I have 4 cards in hand. And Tomer's discarding the hand size.
Yeah, I also have 4 cards in hand.
I'm gonna discard a Shine Shadow Snarl, Seth's favorite card.
That is the best use of that
Makes
card.
sense.
Seth could technically Blasphemous Act.
Scalding Tard, sack it. I mean, I don't even get rid of the god, right? Because it's indestructible. So he would still get to keep that. I'm just going to get,
it's a pretty good attribute.
Island. I'm going to spend 4 mana. I'm going to play my commander, Captain Howler Sea Scourge. Has Ward of 2 life and 2 mana. It's a 5/4. It says, whenever I discard 1 or more cards, target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. For each card discarded this way, whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player this turn, I get to draw a card. So I'm going to go to combat. I'm going to attack with Inti. You have 2 1/1s, right, Tomer? Or a 1/2 and a 1/1?
No,
2
there's 1/1s.
All right, I'm going to swing at Tomer with my Inti. I am going to discard a mountain to Inti's ability. That's going to trigger Inti to get a counter with its own ability and get trample. And Captain Howler will target this. So Inti is going to be a 5/3 trampler.
This is brutal.
And I will get the Inti trigger, which is another mountain.
Well, take 5. Yeah.
So then this dealt combat damage. It's got a Captain Howler target on it, so I get to draw 1 card.
Fairy Mastermind trigger.
So I guess these cards are just going to stay in exile. So that means Ketramos is going to be pretty on. And I get a counter on my thing. And you can go.
In your end step, I'm going to cast Malcolm Alluring Scoundrel. It has flash flying 2/1. I'm going to read the attack trigger soon. I'm going to draw. Okay, I'm going to swing in at Tomer in the air for 2, and then whenever Malcolm Alluring Scoundrel deals combat damage to a player, put a chorus counter on it, draw a card, then discard a card. If there are 4 or more chorus counters on Malcolm, you may cast the discarded card without paying its mana cost. Not scary at all. I'm going to draw.
Fairy Mastermind trigger.
I'm going to discard Rafine's Tower. I'm just going to pay 2 mana and play Hashaton Scarab's Fist. Whenever you discard a creature card, you may pay 3. If you do, create a tap token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 4/4 black zombie. It's a 1/3, and
Wait, your ban only
you're
costs
not
2?
afraid.
Yeah,
It only
that
costs
so
2.
busted.
But the ability
It's
costs
very
3.
busted.
I'm gonna play a land. And
Oh, he has it up.
pass.
Are we
Yep.
dead? Wow. What a
I'm going a little slow here. Don't worry.
Okay.
Nah, so kick it
the
any
speed
minute.
deck, the slowest at the table.
I think this is the part where, like, you know, the hero's trying to get the car going, but then he doesn't start. You know, like Vin Diesel is like in a race, but now his car's not starting, and the bad guy's like speeding away. But you know, Vin Diesel's gonna catch up to him, right? He got the nitro or whatever.
You all have
So,
blockers,
I believe-
right?
I'm just saying I believe in you, Richard.
Scalding Tard here for an island.
Can you please like cast some land ramp?
Your wish may be coming true, Tomer.
Not extra turns. Come on, you know what I mean.
You know, it's easy to get to max speed if you just take 5 turns in a
Yeah.
row. It's like you're already
You might take an extra
there.
turn. I'm still behind you guys.
You know what's you know what puts 2 lands on the battlefield? Time stretch. Like,
Oh, dousing dagger. It's like double explore.
Jousting dagger. Okay, none of you are my family. That's what we.
Yeah, who's getting the plants? You got to give
Who's
them to
getting
one
the
of us,
family
Richard.
plans here? I think Seth gets the family plans. I think
Oh.
that's how
Hey.
it goes. I think I don't
I
want to
like
give
the
them to
sounds
Tomer
of
or
that.
Phil.
I will accept the plants.
Fairy Mastermind gets a dagger attached. I'm so sad that I can't attack with Homestead this turn. And then we're going to hit Tomer. So if it
Yeah.
hits him, I get to transform my land into a land that, or the Dowsing Dagger into a land that makes 3 mana.
4 damage. I can't block it.
All right, no effects. We flipping.
Next gear, baby.
That's right. Bam! I don't know why I shifted with my left hand. It felt so wrong. Now I have 3 mana, and I still can't really do anything useful.
Have you ever tried to teach someone who doesn't know how to drive stick? Oh,
My
it's the
wife.
funniest. The shifting
My
and
car
like
felt
rolling
so
back
much
on
better.
hills and stalling.
I
Yeah.
have no idea how to do it.
Okay, we're going to play Thopter Fabricator. So
Ooh,
Okay.
it's a 3 mana 4/4. It's a new vehicle from Aetherdrift. It has flying. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. That is my turn. But I get to
Okay.
4th, by the way. All I have is a haste land, like the thing that Seth has the whole game.
For now, though. For now, you could have
Yeah.
max speed stuff.
Let's kick things off. Phil, please exile a card from your graveyard. The Gnar. I'm going to gnaw on it.
Mhm.
So I'm going to draw a card, lose a life.
All right, Fairy Mastermind.
I'm going to do what's called a pro gamer move. Tap a Sunlit Marsh for white, tap a Plains, and I'm going to play Lotus Field. Lotus
Whoa.
Field, hexproof, enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters, sacrifice 2 lands. Bam, bam. Going to sacrifice the 2 I just tapped for mana. And it taps for 3 mana of any one color. And with my 2 floating, I will turn on my own catch-up ramp with Knight of the White Orchid. If the opponent controls more lands than me, which is everybody at this point, I get to search my library for Plains, put it onto the battlefield, untap. The question is, do I have any more dual lands? No. It's Plains.
Was that a budget deck?
I don't
Definitely
use that
budget
word.
deck. Or he would
I
have
don't
to-
use that
He'd
word.
have a surveillance or a shotgun.
We don't-
It's
Yeah.
gotta be.
We don't swear on this channel. Let's move to combat. I guess Phil's at the highest life total. No, okay, I'll text Seth. He has
You
play.
can just flash in a 4/4 though.
Yeah,
I know.
I guess you're indestructible.
No, it's indestructible, but
Yeah.
I
It's
also
also
don't want
tapped.
Phil to like
The
cheat into
4/4
play
end up
like
tapped.
something that just exiles my face, you know, like it has menace, Seth.
Oh, it has menace?
Yeah.
All right, I'll block with
You-
2 plants. Then.
Okay,
I just
and
gave
then I'll
them to
gain
you,
4.
Seth.
Yeah,
I
I
gave-
know. They don't really do
I
anything.
gave
for
them
my
to you
game
to
plan,
take
though.
care of while I went on vacation.
I'm sorry. Tomer taught me how to take care of plants.
Oh no! Don't put it on me. All right, I swear I'm like 99% out of these
Here's another
cards.
stacks piece.
Is this another discard for Tomer?
It is
Don't-
indeed.
I mean, I gotta respond to this. I'm gonna crack this Marsh Flats, go down to
Yes.
39.
Yeah.
I'm gonna search for
I think
a...
attacking Tomer is very justified.
Oh, I thought you were
I
doing
guess-
something impactful. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
coming next.
No, I mean this is gonna trigger Hashaton if you want.
I mean, while we're at it, I'm going to discard Manios Kalga, and then this
Oh
triggers
my
because I
God.
discarded a creature card.
So
I'm gonna pay 3
Oh
mana.
my god!
And instead, I'm going to create a copy of this, and I want to shout out the artist of this token. It's Patricio Sola. Did I say this correctly? I don't know. Pretty sick tokens. It's a 4/4 Manios Karga, and Manios Karga says, whenever 1 or more tokens enter the battlefield under your control, I draw a card. I'll go ahead and draw a card. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to discard Read the Runes, which will trigger Inti. So Glasspool Mimic, gonna go to exile for now.
I discarded my max speed card.
And then I'm just going to tap the Bone Nour thing and Phil, please exile another card as I draw and...
Is Seth's Wonder gone? It is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you done, Tomer? Do we still get cards in hand? Can we still?
Stacks. He's playing stacks.
All right. We will untap.
Grim, witness me. I'm shiny in chrome.
I'm playing Turgid for value, guys. Don't worry.
It is value. Isn't it cute that I get to exile the cards you're discarding with my
Very cute,
Bonar?
All right, well, we're going to go to combat. So I'm going to swing Captain Howler at Phil, and then I'm going to swing Inti. I can't really attack Tomer, can I? Man, all right. I guess I swing.
Trade in a heartbeat.
I guess I swing it at Richard. Inti is going to trigger, so I'm going to discard Patchwork Gnomes. Inti is going to put a counter on Captain Howler, and it's going to gain Trample. And then Captain Howler is going to target Inti. So it gets +2/+0. Yes, and Inti, I get to exile a card. It's a Marauding Mako.
All right. How much damage am I taking?
Yeah.
This is so
6?
online.
All right, so 6 to Richard, and then 5 to Phil. And I get to draw a card because of the Captain Howler trigger.
I take the 6, and then Fairy Mastermind triggers.
And then I'm going to play Marauding Mako from exile.
From exile. Don't mind me drawing a card there. Thank you.
Yeah. So whenever I discard a card or cycle a card, I get to put a +1/+1 counter on it. And then I'm going to play this Glasspool Mimic, which I'll flip in a minute, as my land for the turn. And then I'm gonna pass the turn and flip my Brass's Tunnel Grinder and my Glasspool Mimic. And then you can go.
What is this
The bird
four-man
rats are
interaction
literally
set
helping
is held
you
off?
guys.
I'm a little
That's
worried about
3
losing
mana.
my Captain
Oh, no,
Howler.
it's not. I'm
It
going to
has
draw.
ward too. I think that's kind of hard to deal with.
So I'm going
does.
to swing in at still Toma.
Always the right choice.
I'm going to get a trigger. Draw this card. Come
You're
on.
at 2 fake speed. Fairy Mastermind trigger.
I'm going to discard a Psychic Frog.
Where
I'm
is
going
the
to
Psychic
create
Oh, that thing's disgusting.
a Psychic Frog zombie copy token, which is a token I'm going to draw with Manios Kaiga.
How did he end up with the Marius Calco deck?
I know he's gonna play Caretaker's Palette.
How you it's gonna go this
Anointed
way.
Possession comes out. You know the drill.
There's no possession in here.
We need a Wrath.
No, we don't. No.
We
I
very
mean,
much
we
need
got-
a Wrath.
We got a. I think
There's
we
so many
need
white
a-
players here.
Yeah, but who's actually running rats?
Hell, my Blasphemous Axe in exile, so
I've
I'm
got,
blaming
like-
on you guys.
I've got like 2 in my entire deck.
I'm just gonna play Flooded Strand.
So you can do it again.
Go.
Do it again?
How many
Oh.
cards you got in
I
hand?
will.
Again.
That's my deck.
All right.
All right, Richard. Let's see that max speed. Let's see the
We
max
did it,
speed.
guys.
We're
Oh, yeah.
doing
I
it.
got the
Max
need.
speed, if you guys leave me
You're
alone.
going
speed.
so fast.
It's so weird that max speed is one of the slowest mechanics we've ever seen.
It's time for Mu Yan Ling, my commander.
Ooh.
2/4. Whenever this creature enters, create a 3/2 colorless vehicle artifact token with crew 1. Vehicles you control have flying. Whenever one or more creatures you control with flying deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. And for some reason, the Aetherdrift token is a Chandra, so we're gonna fix that up.
We'll fix it in post.
Whole nother.
Brian.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we're gonna
Oh,
put
wow.
Brian's suit
Go.
right here.
Richard is so prepared for this episode.
We got a 3/2 Supra.
I didn't even watch the first Fast and Furious. I started watching like 5 or something.
Oh my
And
god.
boy,
the
when
early
they
ones are the best ones.
no,
never
come
seen
on.
I've
They
never
had
seen
a car. They were like, we need to go underwater. Let's take our car underwater as a submarine. We need to go to space. I know. We'll take our cars in space. It's like this is peak.
It's like the
This is
Tesla.
peak cinema. I loved unironically, they're some of my favorite
Let's see.
movies of all time.
Fairy Mastermind is gonna hop into Mobile Homestead. Mu Yan Ling is going to hop into the Thopter Fabricator. So I have a 3/3 and a 4/4 flyer. Tomer gets the 4/4, Seth gets the 3/3.
Yeah.
So I get the Mobile Homestead trigger. Is it a land? It is not a land. I draw 2 from Mu Yan Ling because 2 players lost life. That's my second card this turn. So I'm gonna make a Thopter. And then, that's right. We're max speed.
We did it.
We did it.
Let's
go.
We did it.
5 or
Okay.
something.
Max speed.
What does max
Steve.
speed do?
Absolutely. Okay,
Nothing.
my land can tap to give something haste.
Okay.
That's it.
So not much.
So I'm going to play the greatest card ever, Temple of the False God.
Okay.
Makes 2 mana. I'm going to pay 3 mana to cast a Darksteel Ingot, and then I'm going to use Darksteel Ingot and Temple of the False God to cast Cosima, God of Voyage. It's a 2/4, so it can crew stuff. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile Cosima. If you do, it gains whenever land enters under your control. If it's exiled, you may put a Voyage counter on it. If you don't, return it to the battlefield and then draw X cards where X is a number of Voyage counters on it. And that is my turn.
That was a pretty good turn.
I have
The
officially
entire
gummed up my
family
board
is
with
here.
random stuff.
I will draw. Let's start things off with Gnar on Phil's graveyard. Yum, num, num. I'll lose a life. I'll draw. That doesn't help.
Fairy Mastermind triggers.
Okay, but what about this, though? I'm going to tap a Plains, and I'll cast Cloud Shift, targeting
Ooh.
my Knight of the White Orchid. Exile target creature you control, then
Not
return to
Bugler
the
Rat.
battlefield.
Yeah, at least it wasn't
under control.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, I'm just honest ramping over here. So it gets exiled, so I draw a card and lose a life. And then Knight of the White Orchid will get a Plains. Oh, the bottom card of my library. Oh, this is funny. I'm getting swung at anyway.
Oh no, here's another stack piece.
The thing is, Phil might. Oh, don't worry. Okay, you do whatever.
What, you're
That'd
swinging?
be
You
like
were swinging at me
Eerie
every
Interlude or
single turn,
something?
Seth. Are you gonna not swing at me for a turn?
3 mana.
Well, I mean, do what you gotta do, but I'm thinking, Phil, it might be scarier than you are at this point. Just
Yeah.
in my
Unless he
list
flickers.
of enemies at the moment.
Oh,
Phil, I'm
that's
more likely to want to attack Phil than you.
So if I play another Burglar Rat, you'd be sad, is what you're saying.
No, actually, I don't really care about Bugler
No,
Rats,
he
'cause
draws
I
cards
got
with
Inti,
Inti.
so
It actually doesn't
go
affect
ahead.
us.
Cast all the
Burglar
Bugler Rats you want.
Number
Yeah, I'm fine
4!
with that.
I have 4 Burglar Rats
I
in
thought
the
you said you
deck.
didn't have that many.
And I have-
of those.
I have all
Yeah.
of them drawn somehow.
I'm gonna respond
Virus
again
Beetle.
by cracking this. Flooded
Oh,
Strand.
and the Mirror
Gonna get
Bonar untaps. Crim, witness me!
Although whenever
Gonna
I
get
discard a card, I
Plains.
get a counter on my Mako too. So actually, you're helping
and
me.
you
in a weird
exile
way.
of Inti, and you're
Key to the City discarded.
I'm
That's
gonna
the
discard
stage.
Sandstorm.
Anti-triggers. Ooh, that's fun.
Create a copy of it. Copy is a token. I'll draw a card for that. Richard has more lands than me, so I'm gonna get a desert.
I have 6
to
lands.
play.
Well, I guess technically my Captain Howler triggers, it doesn't matter, but I guess it targets the Marauding Mako, so it gets
Better
+2/+0.
I'm gonna get Laser Tap Quarry, actually.
Ooh, that's good tech. Phil, can you exile another card for me, please, from the graveyard?
Yeah,
Draw.
yeah.
I'm not gonna draw. Let's just play a lane for the turn.
The funny thing is, he's actually
Swap.
helping Phil and Seth.
Yeah, so far I didn't really
I
have
don't
to
mind that
trigger
much.
my own
No, it's
stuff.
not that bad, but you all are groaning when I do it, but secretly you're loving it. I'll tap this and I'll play, this is my favorite card. Oh my god! I almost dropped my cards. Thieves Guild Enforcer. It has flash even. When it enters or another rogue enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent mills 2 cards. As long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in graveyard, gets +2/+1 and death touch.
I'm gonna go ahead and mill this
Oh,
thing.
my neck hanger.
Don't mind.
Containment
Yes.
construct.
Is this not peak Crim?
I wanted my
Pretty
neck
close, yeah.
hanger.
I'm sorry. And then, Phil, please just exile another card from your graveyard. I'm going to draw and lose a life. I'm going to swing Ketramos at Phil. It's a 4/4 menace, indestructible lifelink. I
Yeah,
mean, you
no,
can
no,
block.
I'm just
I don't
gonna take
care. I just
4
want to gain
mana.
4 life, man. I'm at 19.
It's indestructible anyways, right?
Yeah.
Can't kill it.
And that's it. I pass. Tron. Bugle Rat Tron.
Tron is
Assembled.
all right. So I'm going to tap 4 manas, including my my Discover land. Tomer, can you guess what I might cast with 4 mana?
It's a fadeaway.
Don't even think about the deck. Just think about what I cast for 4 mana in every deck. All right, I'll tell you. It's the One
Vegetation.
Ring.
Oh, the
Oh,
One
One
Ring. Ah.
Daring today.
Yeah, daring.
So I'm gonna
to
just-
start with.
So I'm going to discover 4 thanks to this Discover land. So
Hey,
oh, actually,
that lets
okay,
me
that's actually
draw a card.
needs to be flipped around. But
Yep.
Valakut Awakening. So I get to cast that for free.
I'm gonna draw a card.
I'm going to put 1 card from my hand on the bottom, and then I'll draw 2 cards.
All right, I'm going to draw a card.
Everybody parasite drawing.
And well, then I'm gonna 1/2 play this ghostly pilfer
I'm
from
just gonna draw a
Exile.
card.
Oh,
Thanks to
I
the
draw
Marauding
another
Mako.
card and I make a
Yeah.
All right, I mean, I guess I'm passing. Go ahead.
I
mean,
feel we need to kill
nobody's
Seth for
killing you,
one
Seth.
wigging his way out of this again. I feel left out.
Isn't it like a very common pattern that we just see the One Ring, somebody plays well, I can't kill Seth, so I might as well kill everybody else. And then Seth's like, oh, I guess if everybody's dead, I just might as well just win.
I'm going to draw.
Yeah, it's like Teferi protection.
I'm going to activate Ghostly Pilferer.
Yeah.
Discard a card. It can't be blocked this turn.
Yeah.
I'm going to discard Archfiend of Ifnir.
Wait, what does that
I'm
do?
going to pay 3
Is that the
mana.
thing that
I'm gonna
rats?
tell you what it does. Maybe. So whenever you cycle or discard another card, put a -1/-1 counter on each creature your opponents control.
Oh.
No, that's
I
probably
admit
game.
that's brutal.
All right, I'm going to tap the One Ring, I guess.
We're about to lose
Draw
our
a card.
boards. I have a response. I'm thinking I'm just going
It's
to
wrath?
bounce out. I might just die anyway, but...
Wait, are you going to whine about my One Ring and then T-Pro out of the same turn? I don't want to.
I'm not
That's not budget though.
I'm not T-Pro.
Oh yeah, he's budget.
I'm going to pay 4 mana, cast Semester's End.
Oh, no.
No?
No, because then we lose our hands when all your stuff comes
That's
back
true.
in.
The 5 Bugler Rats coming back.
I am fine with you saving your board, Tomer, but I cannot afford to lose my entire hand to this, so I'm going to force a will.
Oh, we
Just-
could have talked about it. I could have just not bounced the Burglar Rats. Okay.
I mean, that's your whole board is Bugler.
The other F word, force of will.
All right. Yeah, force of will.
I will
You got
take
me.
the one to force it. I can't lose my
Oh,
hand.
because you can't force the Archfiend.
I would, yeah, it's all encountered. That commander is so incredibly strong.
you'll draw
It's
more
all
cards.
uncounterable.
I'm not playing the Infinite Drake combo because I thought, if I play only one game with this deck. But I am playing Archfiend of Ifnir. It is also a token.
You've got
So, I'm
Avacyn
gonna
in
draw
there.
a
You got
card.
Haymakers.
Oh, I got trust me.
Oh, did you draw
That
a
was
second
my
card,
second
Phil?
card this turn. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Archfiend is tapped.
Draw.
I will attack. Wait, am I gonna attack? Actually, I might not attack yet, but try to do brutal stuff to you first.
Sure.
I'm just
That doesn't
gonna...
make me feel any better, Phil.
I'm not even abusing my commander anymore this turn. I'm gonna play Kiora the Rising Tide. When it
Yeah.
enters, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. I'm gonna
Oh.
draw 2 cards,
So that's gonna wrath our board.
and then I'm
we're
gonna
all losing
discard
everything.
Azurius Chancery and
Oh no. Well, I
Jace.
can't crew because they're -1/-1 counter.
The vehicles
Everybody
live.
Even
put
my
Yep.
creatures
2
that
-1/-1
survive.
counter on every creature they control.
Oof,
So -2/-2. Is that how much is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
This one gets -2/-2.
Fairy Mastermind, you've only drawn like 20 cards. I think you've done your job.
That card did its job.
Oh, Booyadling is a 0/2.
The vehicles live.
I can't crew them.
I mean, we need a rat.
Oh,
We're
he
just
can kill
gonna die
Ketramos.
anyway.
He can kill Ketramos now.
They will kill.
I will.
Ketramos.
Yes, Ketramos will
And
die
us.
eventually. I'm gonna play a Scalding Tarn as my land for turn. Now it's time for some damage.
Wait, your guys don't get -2/-2? It's only
No,
ours?
just ours. Yeah.
Oh, gee.
Okay, well, it's the same as that other game where Seth is kind of getting away with it while I'm going off, and then we'll see what happens.
You
next.
don't have to.
Okay, Toma gets a little bit of beef here because you know what you did. So Toma gets Manuel Skalga and Malcolm and Psychic Frog.
Serious?
And then
What?
Richard gets
It
Ghostly
literally helped your
Pilferer,
deck.
and
Oh boy!
I could have
alright.
discarded these cards on my own. I'm fine.
Yeah.
This is a good
Sandscout,
turn to
You're
have
really
those.
hurting there,
adds Richard almost forgot. Actually, I did forget. I discarded Azurius Chancery, and Sandscout says, whenever one or more lands are put into the graveyard from anywhere, not just fetch lands, I will create a Sand Warrior token, and a token draws a card because of Mr. Karga. Thank you. Let's continue the beatings. 6 at Richard. This can't be blocked. And then double strike. That's 8, 12, 14 at Toma.
Okay, we're going to just take 6. We go to 22.
So I got a 9.
We're kind of at the Wrath or Bust
I'm going
stage,
to
I think.
I don't know
Put
how
a
I'm
counter on
still
Malcolm.
correct, but okay, cool.
draw a card.
I mean, there's only me and you,
This-
so...
Well, there's
Yeah.
only one
Well,
threat
you
at this
said-
point.
He
yeah.
said 14 at me, Richard.
I took
Gonna
6.
discard this island. Everybody put a counter on your stuff.
Why are you discarding still?
Oh, it's
And then
gonna
I'm
keep
going
happening.
to crack Scalding Tarn. I'm gonna fetch for a Watery Grave. And I'm going to go down to 26. I'm gonna tap this. And I'm going to play a Thought Vessel. No max hand size. Brutal. I'd
Yeah,
hate
it's a
me
turn.
if I were you. And go.
Richard, do you have a
Well,
Wrath?
I'm mono blue.
Cyclonic Rift. I don't
My
know.
Griffin
Bounce.
exists.
You have a bounce.
Is it my turn?
I mean,
Okay, hold on.
yes.
Let's
It's
see
your
what we
turn.
can do.
Boom. Right?
Throw cars at him.
I want to see a bunch of really fast blue creatures just come out of nowhere and kill Phil because
Oh, I can haste. Okay, so I have 3 artifacts. Inventor's Fair triggers, I gain 1 life.
Whoa.
Look what I can do. Oh, at the fraction of Tomer's power. Okay, so now I'm going to draw. Wait, so upkeep, I'm
think
going to
I
exile
forgot another
Cosima
draw
because
trigger.
it...
Doesn't Psychic Frog draw a card when it deals combat to trigger? Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta draw another card because of the Psychic Frog that damage to Toma. I'm sorry. Okay.
So Cosima, I can exile, and then it gains whenever a land enters battlefield under your control. If it's exiled, you would put a voyage counter it. So I'm just going to exile Cosima here. I'm going to put it here so I can actually see it. Okay, now I'm going to draw. I can almost kill Phil, I think.
No, because he just discards his 9 cards and shrieks your stuff.
That's true.
Well, we'll see. Can someone kill my commander? I think it helps if you kill my commander.
No, I'm tapped out, unfortunately.
All
Yeah,
right.
Phil can.
So what we're going to do, I'm going to cast a card that is Reigns of Power. So you and target opponent untap and gain control of all creatures the other controls until end of turn. Those creatures are unaffected by summoning sickness. Is this going to resolve?
It is, but I'm going to tap these and Clever Concealment. I'm going to phase out all these permanents.
Does a blue player have counter magic?
Well, first of
Blue
all,
player
it's a
counter
Richard
magic
deck.
1
You know what
time.
the answer to that is.
It is a Richard deck, so maybe 1 counter spell. He has the Pact to Negation.
He wants other people to counter for him.
I would if I could, but I'm tapped out.
Phil, I thought you
I do
wanted
love
to see
Reigns
Fast
of
and
Power,
Furious till the
though.
end of time. Okay, let me think. So I'm going to pay 5 mana in response, and we're going to cast Evacuation. So return all creatures to their owner's hands.
I will respond to this as well.
Phil,
I
the
believe
counter.
in the Richard style of interaction here. I do have a pact of negation, and I would go ahead and target this evacuation with it. I'm also, while I got priority, I will discard a card, and that is on the inversion to make this unblockable, and everything gets a -1/-1 counter just out of spite.
Yep.
So
Out of spite.
how big is your commander's butt, Seth?
My commander, it has
minus
1
counters?
toughness now. It started off
Okay,
with
I'm
plus
gonna discard
counters,
another
so
card
it's
then.
a little tougher.
I'm going to
Phil's just
discard.
flexing
that is-
with all the cards.
Yeah,
in hand.
this game's so over.
Those burglar
well,
rats.
it's kind of sad to discard this, but I'm going to discard Monument of Endurance. It is pretty cool in this deck.
Okay, so I spent 9 mana, not doing anything to Phil.
So now I get Richard's creatures, but there's no creatures there.
But you still have family.
Yeah, and max speed.
I'm going to play a branch of V2 Ghazi. It's a land, don't worry about it.
Oh yeah.
And then
More
I'm just
ramp.
going to cast a Thematic
No,
Compass.
don't say that's ramp.
So when I play the branch, Cosima gets a counter, and then the Thematic Compass at end step is going to flip into a Maze of Ith. And because it's an actual just transform, it doesn't give me Cosima counter. And that is my turn, guys. I tried.
All right, Tomer.
That
your
was
turn.
an epic turn. I
Was a
don't
pretty
know.
good
Richard got all the interaction.
Board
out of
wipe,
Phil's
board wipe,
hand,
board wipe,
maybe,
board wipe.
He's
so-
phased
Oh,
out.
no.
I mean, I'm phased
You got to
out.
use your
Yeah,
phase
this
in
is our
board wipe.
chance.
I will pay 6 mana, and I'll cast a little
Ooh.
spell called Ascend from Avernus. X equals 3. Burn
Tomer!
all creatures
Why,
and
Tomer?
planeswalkers with mana value X or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. Exile.
I swear Captain Holler is super cool. This is just not the game for him to show his stuff.
You forced this, okay? If you didn't force it, I wouldn't have to do this.
How did
But
we
you have
force
forced it.
anything?
If I get a chance, I think I just kill Tomer on principle and then
Do
die
it.
to Phil.
Do it. I die happy. One of them is a rogue. So what
All
you're
this
gonna
does is
do-
help Phil because we all discard our
Yeah,
hands.
this
and then
does
he
just-
kills
well,
everything.
I mean, Phil's
I
gonna
mean,
win
I
anyway.
I
but-
I had
only
nothing-
keep
I-
1 card as well.
I had
and the
nothing
cards
else.
that I discard
Yeah.
are crazy.
How many bugler
But
rats
the
do we
cards
have,
you
Tomer?
discard trigger your your Archfiend's phased out at the
Yeah,
moment.
Yeah, so
4?
Archfiend fade out, and I got rid of his. So you all discard 4 cards.
All but 1 card. So
and then
I'm
you
going to
mill
discard.
4 cards.
Oh, God. I'm going to discard
Oh,
Stuff
sorry, you
of the
mill 6
Storyteller,
cards. Yeah, you mill 6
Reanimate.
cards.
Tortured Existence, and Astral Dragon.
3 lands,
1,
including
2,
Basuba and Lotus Field, and
3,
Silent Summoner.
4,
3,
And then we mill
5,
4?
6.
4.
Woohoo! 6.
You already
Mill
I think
6.
6, right?
Relic.
You mill
Oh,
6.
God.
Getaway card.
there's a-
That's how we were
Thieves Today and Faithless Looting in there among the cards.
Yeah, ramp out of planes with the Knight of the White Orchid. I'm going to play planes. That's it. I'll say go.
All right.
I did what I wanted to do.
Let's hope that settled the wreckage over there.
Take 1. I'll draw for my turn. I will tap 1 ring to draw a couple cards.
Card check. How many cards do we each have? I have 2.
1.
I have
4,
3.
Seth, you have a One Ring. You're fine.
No, I'm dead. I'll pay 3
We're all
for Faithless Looting.
Uh-oh. It's the
The-
desperation looting from the
Draw
yard.
2,
play.
discard 2.
Seize the day in the yard.
I'll discard a Drake Haven and a Sundering Eruption. And go ahead.
Okay. Everything phases back in. Just to refresh our minds here. Manuus Kaga, Psychic Frog, Archfiend of Ishvnir, and Sand Scout. I gotta pay 5 for the Pact of Negations.
All right, you can only reanimate one thing this turn.
And cards
Yes.
in hand, Phil?
I have 2 cards in hand. I am kind of scared of Settle the Wreckage, actually. That would be so bad.
It's all attacking creatures, though, right? It's not just the ones that go at Tomer.
But
Yeah,
don't
it's all.
you want to ramp?
You don't have any basics in your deck.
Not anymore.
Basic check?
I'm going to attack Seth with Kiora, Psychic Frog, and Malcolm goes at Richard.
Wait, nothing at Tomer? He's respecting it so hard.
No. It doesn't even matter. If he wants to do it, I just got to be very conservative with my attacks here. So,
Yeah.
and I would have an attack trigger, and that is
I'm
Kiora.
going to maze the Malcolm.
Mm-hmm. When Kiora attacks, if there are 7 or more cards in my graveyard, I create Scion of the Deep. It's an 8/8 octopus token that draws a card.
So I'm taking 7.
If you want to, you can't really do
Well,
anything.
okay, I'm not
So I
blocking.
think- yeah.
How much am I taking?
I'm gonna
I don't think
draw
Seth
for a
wants
Psychic
to.
Frog. You gotta play it so safe, though. I feel like I'm gonna play.
That means he
Whoop,
must
what?
have another counterspell in hand if he's playing this
He's
thing.
got to, because otherwise you're like risking someone else drawing your wrath, right?
Guess I pass for now.
This is totally not suspicious.
He still has
Let's-
an Archfiend, right? He's got an
Yes.
Archfiend.
Oh, he
Yeah,
has
it's still online.
Archfiend.
Yeah, so
Oh,
we
yeah,
can still
Archfiend.
just kill everything.
Inventor's Fair. Draw a card. This is what we do. 3 mana. We play Oblivion Stone. Does that resolve, Phil?
Yeah.
It
There's
resolves.
an Oblivion Stone. I don't
We
know.
just
I'm not
hold
feeling
it.
super
Did you
confident in
guys draw interaction?
I mean, Phil can just discard cards and wipe our board whenever he wants to. So
Yeah, so I can't stop him from using his commander, but I can currently stop him from one time. I do have one thing that can stop like a T-Pro or something.
So should I snap it off
So-
right now?
I would prefer you to do it now because then I can play stuff during my turn if this works. But
We'll wait for Tomer's turn in case he T-Pros, and then he'll have to use it on his turn. Okay, how about that? I pass. The power of family. We can defeat Hashaton, Scarab
family.
do I try and
It might actually be able
force
to.
him?
Ooh, Tomer's got a way to force it.
Why do you want to force it? Your stuff is gonna die anyway.
I want to be able to develop my board on my turn too.
How about we not die to Phil first? It's not guaranteed that this is happening.
Well, yeah, I'm not
still scared
gonna.
of
I'm not gonna make you pop it. I'm gonna make Phil do something.
oh yeah. Make Phil do stuff.
yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna pay 4 mana, and I'm gonna play a pilot, Commander Sophia Duguerre. When Commander Sophia Duguerre enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target legendary permanent. That permanent's controller creates a junk token. I was thinking about hitting Hashadup. Yeah, let's hit Hashaton.
Yep.
Hashaton dies, and you
goes
create a
into
junk
the
token.
command zone. Junk is a token, so Manuus Kaga will draw a card. Although
Okay,
I
with the
assume-
draw trigger on the stack, I'm going to crack this Oblivion Stone because we don't want Phil to draw into more interaction for
More
us.
protection.
I mean, I came prepared. I will hard cards Flare of Duplication. Until end of turn, your life total can change, and permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible.
My
All right,
goodness.
I will cast a Fierce Guardianship on the flare.
Hard
Okay,
cast.
I will
Also
Sorry.
hard cast.
sacrifice this Ghosty Pilferer.
Oh,
to
he's got
also
the
cast
blue.
Flare of Denial.
Oh my lordy.
Yeah,
GG.
I thought you might want
How?
to stop me this game, so I brought pretty much all the free interaction that I allow myself to play.
It's okay. Seth still has a turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am
So
down
his
to
team
1
is indestructible.
My life total can change.
The rat
And I
goes
draw
off.
a card for the junk.
You draw for the
Yeah,
junk.
you can
Yeah.
Got
draw.
it.
Oh, you had to stop me. Okay.
The One Ring's indestructible. Like
My Dark
Capture
Steel
Mono, so
Ingot
that
lives.
sticks.
Wow.
Hey, the ramp survives.
That was not very good for your catcher moose.
All right, now you can do it. The F word that we
All right,
waited
Domer.
for.
Oh, God.
He's tapped out. How
Oh,
many more do you
God.
need?
No.
How many cards are in hand, Phil?
2.
I also have 2, Tomer. Please spare me. Don't bugler rat.
1, 2.
Oh, please stop with the rats.
I also have 2.
He's doing it.
But you have your 1 ring, all right? I don't want to hear a single
I got
word
2
of
cards
complaint.
in hand. I got 2
I
cards.
don't care.
Two.
You have
Two
the
cards.
1 ring. You have the 1 ring, all right?
Meanwhile, Tomer's commander's drawn like 30 cards.
Tomer
I had
has
to
drawn
work
20
for it.
cards.
Please, undo inversion, please.
If you ask nicely, you shall receive. Undo inversion.
Wow.
Family.
Does Phil have
Family.
another?
Brutal.
What do you got? Show me another free
No,
interaction.
I don't have
No way. Yes,
anything.
another?
Let's see if I
way.
do have
Get out
any
of
effects
here.
here. No, I don't have anything. Oh my god, that one was kinda
Family.
Oh.
Family.
brutal.
Okay, now, Phil, I think you deserve this. Take 4.
Yeah.
Okay, and then after that, I'm going to
Bugler
play a
rat.
lane for the turn. It's a pit of offerings. I can get it with my
Attack.
Scamping
Attack.
Surveyor. It's a cave. Enters the battlefield tapped. Enters the battlefield. Exile up to 3 target cards from graveyards. Phil, can you choose like the 3 scariest creatures in your graveyard and exile them, please?
I do have Seize the Day, Tomer. I don't know if you care,
Oh,
but
and-
that's the only card in my
yeah.
graveyard that's
2
relevant for
2
this.
from Phil, and then the Seize the Day. Yeah, I think the Seize the Day is kind of spooky.
Okay, that's fair.
I'll get rid of the Archfiend because that's obnoxious, and I'll
Yeah.
get rid of Avacyn. I feel like Avacyn is kind of unbeatable too.
They're all kind of unbeatable.
Scare of God. Scare of God is unbeatable. He doesn't have much mana, though.
I will take out Marnius. Maybe we take out Avacyn. We take out Avacyn.
Just
I
get
don't
the
think we
moral
beat
victory.
Avacyn.
Don't let him draw cards with Marius Calcar.
And then I draw a card. Oh boy, we're at this point. 1 black mana.
No, that's
Oh.
the bugler rat mana.
man.
That's
What?
Bugler Rat mana.
One
That's Bugler Rat
white
mana.
Are you ready? It's a 2-drop creature. It has an ETB trigger.
It's some silly catch-up ramper. Oh, it's Bearded
Yeah, it's
Companion.
good.
Very competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good, actually.
Draw a
That is pretty
card.
good.
It's a blocker. All right,
It's
go
like
ahead.
reverse Bugler Rats. All right, I will untap and take.
I told you, you just saw
two.
you saw the crim side of the deck. It's mostly just this stuff.
So I guess we're One Ring
Guess it's
drawing.
wondering.
The One Ring is getting outdrawn by Phil and Tomer this game. I'm going to play an Island
I'm at
as my land
12.
for the turn.
Disrespect to Fairy Master.
But Tomer, 20 of that damage came from Ketramos drawing cards, so I don't really buy that.
I had to pay with my
One.
card drawing blood.
I will show you how my game is going. You're going to see right now. I am going to cast in Oliphant. It's a 6/4 trampler that's in my deck in
no.
the Mountain Cycle. But it'll trigger this Discover land, so we get to discover
Oh, that's not bad, actually.
something that
Six.
costs
Get the
less
Discover.
than 6, which is
Oh.
going to be, I guess, a windfall.
Oh,
I mean, my hand kind of sucks, so yeah, I guess we do it. I have less than 5. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll cast Windfall.
my hand may have gotten worse somehow.
Oh my god.
I
man.
had a
Hold
card
up,
draw
guys.
engine here.
Oh, God,
Research
yeah.
these.
Oh,
Go ahead. Can you beat an Oliphant?
I
know if I
cannot beat
can.
anything anymore. I had a pretty cool reanimation spell in hand. It's not there anymore. I drew a bunch of lands. I'm gonna play a land, and that's a new one. A Cursed Dunyard. I can regenerate, yeah. Spirit, Vampire, or Zombie, or Wraith. Very bad and very good creature types in there.
I'll
So,
back to Swarm
1,
Guard.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, and then 2 colorless, and then I'm going to activate this for X equals 6 and sacrifice a desert. How is this not a desert?
Oh, that is not a desert. It looks like a desert, but it is not one.
It should have been.
I'm going to
desert, right?
exile
It should have
target
been, yeah.
creature card with mana value X from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy, except it's a zombie. It's also one of these zombies. If anybody exiles this in response, I'm going to be very sad.
What are you getting?
It's more reanimation.
I'm going to turn this into a zombie copy of it. It's a 4/4 lifelink. When it enters, return up to 1 target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield with a lifelink counter on it.
Oh my god.
So this one's exiled. I think I'm gonna get the Scarab God. Scarab God gets a lifelink counter.
So what scary thing is left for him to scare of God back? Oh, he also drains
Okay.
us and draw cards or something on his upkeep too.
yeah,
Scarab
for
God.
zombies.
I can pay 4 mana and create one of these zombies of any creature in your graveyards, and I exile it. Also, when it dies, return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. I'm also gonna pass.
Great.
Okay, turn.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna cast Hull Drifter.
Oh, it's a
beautiful
Mull
Mull
Drifter.
Drifter.
So Hull Drifter. So you know how Fast and Furious has like 8,000 sequels. Wizards does the same thing with Mull Drifter. We had Mull Drifter, then we had Null Drifter. Now we have Hull Drifter. It's a 3/2 vehicle with crew 3. When it enters, draw 2 cards. I'm going to play an island. Cosima's gonna come back. With a +1/+1 counter on it.
Mhm.
I'm going to draw a card. None of this is helping. Does Phil fly? Phil doesn't fly? Does he fly? He has lifelink.
It's lifelink, but no flying.
Okay. So I guess we just play our commander. So here's 6 mana. Muyan Ling comes back. She makes a vehicle. It's Dom's Charger.
Woo!
His dad's Charger.
How do you have these? Richard has been waiting
Fast
for
and
this.
Furious fan.
Richard has been waiting for that. How crazy would it be if it has Secret Lair Fast and Furious? I feel like
they
it's
should.
happening.
They should. They
It's
should.
happening.
All right. So here's the play, boys. Amaket Raceway. When I have max speed,
It's
target
happening.
creature gains haste, right? So I am
It's
going
happening.
to crew Dom's Charger here. I'm going to crew Hull Drifter here. Oh, I can only crew one. This is not as exciting as I thought it would be. Okay, so we're just going to crew the Hull Drifter, I guess. Or sorry, I'm going to crew it, then I'm going to give it haste because its target creature gains whatever.
Yeah.
And then smack Phil for 3 in the air. He can't block, right? You don't have flyers?
Nope.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Muyan Ling triggers, I draw a card. I have 8 cards in hand. We're going to go to discards. Go ahead.
All right. Spirit of Catanian lives. All is
Now
bright
you can
in the
blink
world.
it and have absolute power.
I have good news and I have bad news.
Is my Halifont dying? Is that the bad news?
No,
I
no.
put 6 mana
No.
into my
I
Halifont.
love that elephant, even though it's probably swinging at me after this. The good news is I have no more bugler rats. The bad news is I have an enchantment that's kind of like a bugler rat. It's tiny bones.
You gotta be
itself.
kidding.
It's an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, any number of target players each discard a card. Whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, any number of players each mill a card and lose 1 life. I would like all of you to discard 1 card, please.
We're family.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do
Treasure
that.
map. I don't think you understand how family works, Tomer.
You see what I'm playing? Obviously, I don't have a family. The bugler rat split. I'm just going to encore Angel of Indemnity.
What is
Angel of Indemnity has an encore ability, so I can exile this from the graveyard for each opponent, create a token that attacks that opponent this turn if able. They gain haste, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step, activate only as a sorcery,
Oh god.
and it
Does
has
it
an
do
ETB
anything?
trigger.
Oh,
So
that
it
then
and-
you're.
Oh, no.
its ETB trigger is kind of fun. When it enters the battlefield, return target permanent card with mana value 4 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Phil, I'm sorry. I don't know why I got distracted and started hitting you.
Oh, and I also draw a card and lose a life. Whew, because it's exiled it.
I think we should help Phil. Phil's the only one that can muster up enough offense to kill Tomer. Family.
3 bugle rats. Let's go.
So we each discard 3.
I'm gonna discard Hoarding Broodlord, Ledger Shredder, and Borg Witch.
Man, nothing of relevance.
Whee!
I got to
And
discard.
I guess we move to combat. So I'm going to send 1 token at each opponent because I have to.
How many?
And then
How many?
Ketchermos.
And it's lifelink.
Let's send it at Phil.
Yeah,
they're all
Tomer's
life
gonna gain
linkers.
20 here or something. Yeah.
19, but who's counting?
Whoa.
So I'll take 5.
I made.
Yeah, I'll take the 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
All right.
8, 9.
So I
and
will
4.
gain 14. And then I'll pay 1 mana. Scrabbling Claws. Tap it, target player exiles a card from their graveyard. Pay 1 mana. Sacrifice the clause. Exile target card from a graveyard. Draw a card. So I'm going to tap it. Phil, let's see your beaters.
No. Target player exiles the card.
Oh,
Phil
oh,
exiles
oh.
the
He
card.
chooses.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
get to
choose,
choose. Yeah.
You get to choose, Phil. Don't worry about it. I'm going to draw a card
Okay.
and lose a life.
Alright, Mesa. I'm pretty sure there's nothing left to fetch.
Let's play a land. It'll be a Reliquary Tower. And go ahead.
How many cards do you have,
All
in
right.
hand, Tomer?
I will.
1,
tap.
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and the
Take
angels
3.
sacrifice themselves.
Oh, poor angels.
If Seth doesn't
I
muster an
don't-
offense, he's just going to die to 1 ring eventually.
Mm-hmm.
That would be fitting.
1, 2, 3.
I mean, that 7-4 is kind of big.
It's a 6/4. Well, I'm gonna play a new card. 1, 2. It would have been good in some scenarios. I'm gonna tap 3 lands, including the Discover one. I'm gonna play Monument of Endurance or 2 Endurance. So whenever I discard
I
a
like
card, I can either draw a card or make a treasure, make each player lose a life, or each opponent lose 3 life, but only once each turn, once for each mode each turn.
What?
And then I will discover into a fear of missing out. When it enters, I draw discard a card and draw a card. I will discard a Teleria West and draw a card. And then the Monument will resolve. And then I'm going to pay 1. I'll play a currency converter. So when I discard a card, I can exile it. I can pay 2 to loot, and then I can put a card that's exiled with it into my graveyard. If it's a land, I get a treasure. If it was a non-land, I get a 2/2 rogue token. And I guess I got to stay on defense. Go ahead.
Wait, these Beagler rats are just all upside for you now.
Well, no, I'm
Okay.
still losing my hand.
In my
That's so
upkeep-
bad.
The Scarab God triggers. It said, at the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses X life and you scry X, where X is the number of zombies you control. Drain everybody for 1. Also,
Drained.
I don't get
Wait,
any life, but
Oh,
I
okay.
scry.
Scarab God isn't a zombie? What's the other thing? What are the 2 types there? They're not both zombies?
That's God.
Scarab God's not a zombie. It's a
Okay, I scry to the bottom, and then I'm going to draw. Attack Toma with these 2. They are 5/5 and 4/4
I'll block with 2 of my
rats.
Beagler rats.
I'll gain 9.
These life flickers.
Everybody's got
This
so much
game,
life.
this game is going backwards.
Yeah, it's going
the game
backwards
that
now.
would never end.
I'm going to play a Thespian stage and pass the turn.
So he wants to Scarab God, but he's scared of Tomer. I think Cosima goes on a voyage again.
Bye, Cassie.
That's her card draw engine. Wait, I can crew things before she goes? I'm going to crew a Hull Drifter, I guess, before we go. So I draw for the turn. We are going to cast Deluxe Dragster. Oh, I actually gained a life from Inventor's Fair upkeep trigger. I forgot. It's time to go fast and fierce. Time to turn on the NOS. Cat Raceway. Wait, I crew it first with Muyan Ling, and then I give it haste. Okay, so Deluxe Dragster can't be blocked except by vehicles. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from that player's graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into a graveyard, exile it instead. So Tomer has an undo inversion,
I do have an on.
which I'm interested in.
I have
there's a
Cosmic
Decree of Pain.
Intervention.
Hull Drifter at Tomer, Dragster at Phil. We're gonna go to try and get the Decree of Pain.
It
These
can only
don't
be blocked by
enter tap.
vehicles.
Oh, it can only be blocked by vehicles. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
not
how
gonna
much-
happen.
You're not
Oh,
fast
Hull
enough because,
Drifter?
when you go over 180k, the cops can't catch you.
Okay.
Hull Drifter, like, how much damage?
4 for Phil and 3 for Tomer. Come on, Phil. We need to get rid of all this crap.
Yeah, we do, but you should have picked the Ondo inversion. I'm
Well,
not-
I attacked you already, though.
yeah, that's an Ondo inversion in my graveyard as well. You can.
Oh.
If you hit
Oh,
the Ondo inversion, I'll let it happen.
okay, fine. So he doesn't want me to draw like 8 cards? Okay, I'll accept that.
The card draw is just gravy. Sorry for you, but yeah, okay.
Muyan Ling triggers. I draw 2. And then I'm going to target undo inversion.
I don't know if I want an undo inversion.
Does this happen?
I'm going to cast Forbid with buyback, discarding
Oh,
Thundering Falls,
no.
Propsydetic Memory. So when I discard 2 cards to buyback,
This is the power of the ring. We should have thrown
that's
it
going
to
to
Mount
trigger.
Doom.
I have 1 card in hand. It's going to trigger the Monument of Endurance.
Boy, that's so
Uh,
sick. You triggered both modes.
I'm going to choose that you each lose 3, and then I will draw a card. I think. Yeah, I'll draw a card.
Oh.
So bad. That is so bad.
I might as well put them both under the currency converter. They could have
Get off
uses in the future.
Yeah.
Seth, I'm not happy about this. I thought we were family. We want the undo inversion to go off, so we're going to sink into
Wow.
Sleeper, return target spell or non-land permanent, and opponent controls to its owner's hand.
So you're going to bounce the Forbid back to my hand?
Yes. You only have 1 card. Don't tell me it's a fierce card.
I'm gonna play Pact to Negation on it.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
Seth.
Lord.
Okay,
Okay.
Seth.
But you know that was the good call of that. It was the good call to try and get rid of it because
I'm
that's
going to
how much
float
you want
a
it.
blue mana. Because watch this. Do I float a blue mana? Hold on, wait.
Is this Wizard Battle?
Okay, I was going to show you guys something funny, but we don't need to do this. I'm going to cast Thwart.
Oh my.
Thwart is counter target spell, but I can return 3 islands to my hand. I was going to use a 3 island mode, but I didn't actually need to. I had the mana.
Sure.
I have a response.
All right, another
Before that
blue
happens-
mage. Get in
Okay.
here.
I'm
Wait,
gonna
that's two
use a Scrabbling Clause. I'm gonna get rid of Phil's
What's the serious
Astral
thing in there?
Dragon. I'm afraid of the Astral Dragon. It gets exiled and I draw a card.
Okay.
Okay, so when Scarab God dies, return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step.
Okay, if you just hit Seth for a couple, he dies to the 1 ring.
I feel like Seth is the issue.
Wait a second. I think I'm gonna pay 2 and regenerate this guy, actually.
Okay, yeah.
I played a Fable Passage. I put a Voyage counter on Cosima. I have 2 cards in hand, Tomer. Bugler at me. Go ahead.
I'm bugle ratted out. I'm sorry. Phil, out of curiosity, how many lanes do you have in Exile?
Lands in exile. Oh, you got the
Yeah,
You got Oblivion
Oblivion
Sower?
Sower?
Oh, who
One.
knows?
No,
2,
no.
3,
Happy.
4, 5.
Well, let's do a little pro gamer move over here. I'm going to play Plains. I'm going to pay 2 mana. I'm going to cast Withered Wretch. Withered Wretch. Pay 1
Let's-
mana. Remove exile target card from a graveyard from the game. Phil, I'm going to remove 4 more lands from your graveyard if you have them.
Oh, this is the greatest Oblivion Sower we've ever seen.
I even have 5 lands, so you
Yeah, it's gonna
can
be pretty
pick
good.
one that's not. I guess the Scalding Tarn doesn't do anything.
I don't want the
in your
Scalding
deck.
Tarn. Yeah. That's good. I mean, they all tap for black, so I'm always happy
Oh, yeah.
thanks to your Urborg.
Mhm.
And then for each one, because it's my turn, I'm going to draw
Oh,
One,
wait,
two.
that's disgusting.
Mm.
4 cards. 4 cards. And then I'm going to cast, you guessed it, Oblivion Sower. Phil, I'm going to target you. When you cast Oblivion Sower, target opponent exiles the top 4 cards of their library. Then you may put any number of lane cards that player owns from exile onto the battlefield under your control. I'm just going to treat them
Okay, well,
as
yeah.
swamps.
I mean, the Leathertrap Quarry is more than a swamp, and you need to pick 2 lands up back to your hand. And Urza's Cave is also a thing, so you should probably mark them somehow.
Yes.
Exile the top 4. Oh, yeah, that's 1 more land as well, yeah.
Well, when you die, all his lands go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't want Phil to die,
we,
actually.
we better get working on Team Piltover then.
Phil, you and me, we're best buds right now, okay? I'm just saying.
Mhm. Not really.
So I get 10 lands, 7 of them enter untapped, and I have to return 2 lands back to my hand. It will be the Pit of Offerings and a random swamp. I don't have that much going on, you guys.
You just doubled your mana. Put a 5/8, drew 5.
Permanently doubled your mana. Yeah,
Because
go
you can
with the-
use that 7 to just draw 7 cards or whatever with
All
this
right,
thing,
I'll-
right?
Yeah, you got,
I'm going to tap
you got
out.
infinite cards.
I'm going to pay 6 mana to Helpful Hunter, Psalm Simulacrum, and the last mana, I'm just going to exile another creature from Phil's graveyard to draw a card. So I'm going to draw 2 cards. I'm going to lose 1 life, and then I'm going to ramp out another.
We actually needed
base
Sets
creature.
Burn to kill Tomer.
Which creature do you want to get rid of? I guess these are the good ones.
We'll take the Marnias. And then I'm going to
That's
swing in
personal.
at Seth for 4 with the Catcher Most, and then I'm done.
The insult to injury.
Sure.
I guess he doesn't want to kill.
down to 9.
I'm not killing Phil. Phil's my best friend.
Well, I think this is most likely my last turn. I will untap and draw.
Are we going to see someone die to a 1 ring? Is it actually happening?
Yep.
That's a first. Oh, yeah,
So
that's
I'm
lethal.
going to draw 5. None of those cards do anything. I will cycle a Footfall Crater.
I see.
That's another land. Well, I mean, I think that about does it. So I guess I might as well. 1, 2, 3. I'll use this hasty Arena of Glory thing. I will cast a O'Hare Axelon.
Oh!
Discover
He lives!
into a Wayfarer's Bauble.
Look at that
Oh.
ramp. Imagine
does-
we did that early on.
It does have haste, so I'm gonna swing at Phil
Swing at Phil.
for 4.
Oh!
I mean,
Who else
Tomer
can
has
I-
a million
Who else
blockers.
can I realistically hit?
You can hit
Okay, I'm
Richard.
gonna
It'll
pay
die
4
And then-
mana, and I'm gonna
Sure.
put in a Talon Gates of Mandara and face out
Sure.
your O'Hare.
Did you want to play Magic today, Seth?
I
Silly
thought
you.
about that.
No spite
I'm gonna play
attacks.
a thematic compass that'll flip in my end step, and then I'll die to the 1 ring on my upkeep, and you can go.
I will tap Thespian Stage to make it a copy of the Lotus Land, so it taps for 3.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to draw something cool. It is a Celestis.
All you need to do is Scarab God and keep Scarab Godding, and that's it.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
true.
plan.
See, here's the trick. You got to kill Tomer before he untaps and removes your whole graveyard.
I'm gonna replay the
I've drawn
Scarab
mostly
God.
lands, though.
What do you need? 4 to activate Scarab God?
Yeah,
Yes.
4.
Hullbreaker was cool. Nah, but I'm gonna get a Brood Lord. So when this enters, search your library for a card, exile it face down, then shuffle for as long as that card remains exiled. You may play it, and spells you cast from exile have Convoke. The thing is, do I get a land with this?
I mean, if he gets a T-Pro, he can convoke T-Pro out.
I don't play T-Pro.
I'm fine with
sadly.
T-Pro.
Okay. I'm just gonna swing in at Richard with the 4/4 lifelink.
Okay. I go to 17.
And then I'll pass.
This has been a game.
We're gonna use
The
Fable
bugler
Passage
mats are getting there.
to grab an island, and that's gonna put a counter on Cosima. I'm gonna untap I'm going to draw.
If there was ever a time to sneak in and steal the win, this is probably
I
your
can't
turn.
steal the win, but I can almost
it's
kill
Nitro.
Tomer. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
here we go. I have done the maths. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We are going to play Mystic Sanctuary. Oh, I gotta make sure I have 3 islands. I have 3 islands.
And the plan falls apart.
Okay. We did a lot of mathing and it may not have worked. So Mystic Sanctuary, we're going to grab Reigns of Power again. We're racing for pink slips another time. So Reigns of Power goes to the top. I'm going to pay 2 mana. I'm going to dress down.
Ah.
So when it enters, I draw a card. Creatures lose all abilities. I guess we add a counter to Kusima on Mystic Sanctuary. So I need to do this to draw a card. And then I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to Reigns of Power. Tomer, I would like your team, please.
So you take my team.
So I have Tomer's team right now. And then I'm going to cast my commander with 8. Because of Dress Down, there's no vehicle. It's just literally a 2/4.
But
and
max
then
speed. Max speed.
I've been building up max speed.
It mattered. It mattered.
We're going to give my commander haste.
It mattered.
And I'm going to use my whole board here, which should be Xaxes 16 against Tomer.
Yeah, that's 9.
How scary is
11.
That's crazy.
13.
All right,
Wow.
we'll just pretend this is Tomer's board.
Oh, does
and this
it?
is 16.
Rings of
Split
Power
your
is-
creatures if you
Ring
want
of
to
Power
represent it.
MVP.
Oh my.
I don't gain any
Wow.
life or anything
And-
because of Dress Down.
No.
Reigns of Power is a
Yeah.
wild card.
So end
It is
step,
like a mini insurrection.
What's your
these
plan
tokens
again?
It
go
really
away,
is.
Dress Down goes away, and then that is it.
You're done. Like done?
I mean, yeah, I
Ew,
blew
okay,
my
fine.
whole turn killing Tomer, Seth. I have done.
Yes, yes. Well, I think I'm about to die in my upkeep.
Do you
so
have
I'm gonna
instant speed life?
untap.
No?
I'm is it, so probably not. My O'Hare Axelon will phase back in. In response to 5 damage from the One Ring, I'm going to tap the One Ring to draw 6 cards. Make a 6 damage because 1, 2, 3,
Simic
4, 5,
instant
6.
speed life
If I
gain?
don't draw an instant, I'm about dead. Oh, okay. Wait.
No way.
Cycle remote idle.
Yeah.
We're not going down
So you're
without a
telling
fight.
me there's
We're
a
not going down without a
chance?
fight. I'm dead. Good game.
Wow.
I take 6.
So the answer to the
Okay.
One Ring is chain rats 3 times in a row, and the counters stack up on One Ring, and they just die.
Yeah, and counter them
Pretty
out.
much, yeah.
I think I can probably kill you, right? So in my
Yes,
upkeep,
I'm tapped out.
we got the Scarab God,
Yes.
and Tomo is gone. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to activate the Scarab God 2 times for Hullbreaker Horror and Kiora. Both of them are actually just, man, good thing I got so many of those tokens here. Also, thanks, Patricio, again. I'm going to post these on Twitter if anybody wants to get them themselves.
Yeah,
That is...
you're 1
2
short, right? I take 4.
You take 4, but I also draw 2 and discard 2 because of Kiora. We're gonna discard Celestis. Yeah, I'm gonna discard Animate that because Toma now I exiled all my goodies. Okay, then I scry 4. None of this really
One pump
deals
spell.
damage, but I guess
1
I'm gonna do
damage.
this. I'm gonna draw this, and I'm just gonna swing in for 9, 13. Wait, 13?
Oh, I'm dead then.
13.
Scarab God's
That's
5,
dead.
5?
Oh,
I'm just
4,
dead. I
4,
thought it was a
5,
4,
yeah.
4. That's 5 then. Hey. Well, that was that
Wow.
dramatic. Dude, I almost
Yeah,
had
that
you.
What? Everybody
You
died
didn't
in
have
real
a
turn.
car.
That's so good.
The max speed. All those
my
came
God.
true. Wow. That was a pretty epic first game of Aetherdrift on Commander Clash. But that brings us to the end of our episode for today. We'll be back next week with another one. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. And this is the crew signing out.